How's it going, everybody? Jerome here, back, praying that when I look at these videos, recordings again, my audio is sounding okay. I don't know what happened that previous recording for my review. Freaking my computer slash laptop just decided to literally mark itself, which I am hoping that my audio sounds good with the mic. I have studio quality mic, dude. I don't know why it was acting that way. But anyways, I wanted to make this video because I'm just so happy with these numbers for the EVO registrations. There are only 3 games that genuinely shocked me in terms of numbers. But yeah, I'm so happy with these numbers. They finally showed it. And dude, I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited for this year's EVO. I don't even care about these games, right? I'm more excited since I ran shows before, helped run shows before. I'm excited to see the feedback on the changes that HODL has made for this year's EVO, from the venue to how tickets are handled and so on and so forth. I am super excited. But anyways, I also didn't know how to start this video off. I was gonna say we failed as a community or something of that nature to poll in people in like the first few seconds. I don't know if that technique even works on YouTube anymore, but whatever. By the power of my voice, we're gonna go through these numbers, and I'm just wanting to share my thoughts, right? So coming in at number 1 with the most registered numbers for this year's EVO is Street Fighter 6, coming in at a whopping 5,000 people. Even if it didn't reach 5,000, I think Street Fighter 6 would have still been made number 1 dog on the list. Street Fighter 6 is still, you know, a very fun game. It's such a good game in just like the recent years that people, the masses, was playing the same game for basically an entire year, up until recently when we got the freaking balance patches. It is a good game. I love it. Looking forward to seeing the hype revolve around it. Maybe Akuma would be in top 8. We'll see. I'm not even an Akuma advocate. I just really want to see a demon on top 8. That's all I really want to see. So yeah, shout out to Street Fighter 6. Shout outs to everybody that registered. I hope you guys have a freaking blast. It's gonna be a battlefield, but I hope you guys have fun. Coming in second place, we got Tekken 8 with 4,600 people being registered. This makes sense. Just it taking the second spot in general. Tekken 8, Tekken in general has always had high numbers, and I think like in the recent years for Tekken 7 in the past, later years, Tekken just always kept getting like a creep up in terms of like registration numbers for EVO, because it just kept gradually growing and growing, man. It is absolutely insane. And combine that with the amount of hype that Tekken would always bring to the table for EVO, especially with its commentators, it's going to be a good year for Tekken, folks. It's going to be an amazing year for Tekken. Now, coming in third place is the first game that genuinely shocked me in terms of numbers, and it is Guilty Gear Strive, coming in at a whopping 2,000 registered players. I'm not saying I'm not saying Strive is a bad game. I'm not saying Strive is too old. It's more like, yeah, I actually am saying that. I'm actually saying the second part. Strive is old for an anime game, right? And it's still pulling in these numbers. I think in terms of Arc System Works, Strive is probably the most successful tournament game Arc System Works had ever since, like, even Rev, dude, right? It is insane that it's still pulling these numbers. It's pretty old. 4 years going to 5 is an old time for an anime game, especially something that's not Dragon Ball. So shout outs to the Strive scene. I really hope to see Potemkin in top 8. I know that's a fever dream. Coming in fourth place, we got Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rising, with a whopping 1,300 people being registered. Now, out of all the freaking numbers here on this list, that makes the most sense. Rising makes the most sense. It's not a bad game. When this game was first announced to be part of the mainline titles, I can honestly say I knew this wasn't going to reach over 2,000 players. It's just not. And as time passed, you know, with players losing a lot of interest, the casual audience at least, this makes, again, seeing these numbers, it makes the most sense that it's this. So, shoutouts to Versus, shoutouts to Rising. Honestly, holy crap. I was about to say, I hope to see Sandalphon in top 8, but he's not in this game. He's in Relink. It makes me so mad. And then coming in 5th place is the second game that shocked me, and it is Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. Now, I didn't know what I was expecting for this. I did not know what I was expecting. All I know is that when Max and Hado had the interview in regards to the changes for this upcoming EVO going forward, they mentioned a section just straight up for Third Strike, and Hado was basically saying how there's a lot more than expected. And that's when this was first announced, dude. So I was thinking maybe, oh, you know, like 600 people, that'll be a lot. But no, dude, 1,000. 1,000 players have signed up for EVO. And again, I just have to say this: the throwback tournament idea for EVO is one of the greatest things that they could have thought of. I still firmly believe that we should get MVC2 because of the 2020 EVO announcements. It was so stupid of them to even suggest that Marvel vs. Capcom 2 should be an invitational. That was the stupidest thing that they could have freaking done. But they still announced it, and it never happened. And now with the MVC collection coming out, I think Marvel vs. Capcom 2 should come back as the throwback tournament. I think that would be really, really cool, especially now with the collection coming out with like a practice mode with hit boxes and hurt boxes being shown. Yeah, it's KI or MVC2 that should be coming next year. Just my 2 cents, right? So underneath Third Strike, sorry for the little rant, we got Under Night In-Birth 2 coming in with 785 people being registered. Now, this makes sense. I have really no words, right, to say for this. All I can say is that this makes sense. At the end of the day, Under Night has been getting overshadowed this entire year from all games. From single-player games to the other fighting games to multiplayer games. It just has been getting overshadowed, man. It is so sad, right, that Under Night came out at such a bad time. But as a Under Night fan and player myself and a supporter, I am so happy that Under Night 2 was able to get these numbers. Because again, we were getting overshadowed the entire year. And the fact that we were still able to get these numbers, it means so much. I really wish I could have gone to this year's EVO, man, and supported my baby. But, you know, life happens, and I couldn't make it. And I just hope everybody who signed up for Under Night just has a great time. I really, really do. It is such a great game. And at the end of the day, all of the tournament, right? Maybe we couldn't see a trailer for Uzuki. I think that would be a really cool thing to see. Or maybe they could announce crossplay, because to this day, I still believe that's the one biggest killer that Under Night 2 has. They did almost everything right except for the gallery mode and no crossplay. Coming up next is the last game that genuinely shocked me, and it is Mortal Kombat 1. Coming in at 645 players. Now, Mortal Kombat 1 is not a bad game. But, but man, word of mouth is not strong with this one. Now, is this a little too, blunt of a thought process? Then sure, I guess, but it really is true. Like, the word of mouth is not as powerful as it was for MKX. It was not as powerful as it was back in MK9. And with these numbers, I was expecting at least 1,000, even though, as I said, it's not as popular when it comes to word of mouth. But I was expecting at least 1,000, dude. Dude, 645? That's concerning. It kind of is, man. So, whoever signed up for MK1, shout outs to you. I hope you guys have a blast playing it. Again, just in regards of numbers, it is baffling that it's this low. Maybe that will change in the upcoming years. I don't know. And then, of course, we got the last game being KOF 15 coming in at a whopping 375. This makes sense. KOF is getting pretty old. Surprised that they didn't put Dragon Ball, and that's me being so serious. But I also got to keep in mind that they're doing top 6 instead of top 8s. And Dragon Ball top 8s would be like 3 hours sometimes, so there goes that. But KLF reaching these numbers, again, makes the most sense. I'm not like too ecstatic or too shocked. But, you know, when Garo Market of Wolves comes out, man, you know, that's going to blow these numbers out of the water, and it's going to be amazing. It's already dominating in the visual aesthetic of things in regards to any of these fighting games in the past recent years. And yes, including Arc System Works. It just has such a different, unique style that it's just so gorgeous. So I'm looking forward to Market of Wolves when that comes out. But that is the EVO registration numbers. I don't know if there's gonna be like late registrations. I don't know if that's gonna be a thing, but this is it. And yeah, those are my thoughts on this year's EVO registrations. I am so happy. I am so excited. And man, oh man, I cannot wait to watch this. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you guys very much for tuning in as long as you guys have. And I will see you guys within the next video, if I can.